my aunt, my great aunt told me, she's like, no, Gina, that guy's too handsome. You don't want to date people like that. Like, they know they're good looking.
You don't want your kids to have symmetrical features. No way.
So what? We just have to date people we're not attracted to?
Right.
No thanks. Everyone, welcome back to Big Mood.
Where are you?
Where are you?
I'm so sorry.
We're gonna get a copyright strike. Stop.
Oh,
Sorry, yeah, we sound exactly like them.
we do.
Yeah.
So today, obviously, we have our regular crew here. It's me, Jess.
Oh, me, Tiff.
Hi, it's Gina.
Hi, it's Nikki.
It's Nikki.
Cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight.
Okay, you have to stop because otherwise this whole episode is going to be a song. Can we just stop and
Can
do
you bleep
karaoke?
out her?
I know, right?
Need a karaoke break.
We need a karaoke break. Today I found an article on BuzzFeed that pulled some stuff from Reddit, and I thought it was a pretty interesting topic. It's not something we've really ever done before, and it's probably going to piss people off.
What is
Are we
it?
hating on men? No, we're not hating on men. I would love to.
We have done that before.
That's not this episode.
They've all been pissed all the way off. They're gone.
Yeah. This episode is people are sharing things that are easier when you're unattractive. So why I say it's going to piss people off is because they're going to be like, well, you're not unattractive, so what makes you think that you can
Thank you. Unless you compliment yourself and then people will tell you you're ugly and you shouldn't feel like you are
It's
attractive
usually
at all.
men that tell us that we're ugly. No, I'm kidding. But so
You have
we've
to find
all
in the
been, I
man
know,
basher.
I had to get a little slight.
Get it in there.
Gotta get in there real quick. So we've had super ugly duckling feelings. Do you guys feel like you were ugly at some point in your
Hell
life?
yeah,
dude.
So I think even though we look cute on set right now,
Even though we're like so cute
though
now,
we're,
like
like,
don't judge from
so
now. Like
3 out of 4 of us are so cute today. I'll let you guys
Figure it out.
yeah, people in the comments are like, well, I think it's this and this person. It's like, fuck off.
Imagine that like it's you, Gina. It's like, oh, man.
if you think any of them are hot and I'm the ugly one, they were wearing my clothes. So I give credit.
It's true.
Oh shit, that's 3 out of the 4. That means I'm the ugly one.
You're wearing my clothes. You gotta
I'm not wearing Nikki's
You
clothes.
fucked up. You should have put Nikki's clothes on. But yeah, so anyway, this is just, I thought it'd be fun and funny, or also maybe eye-opening a little bit. Like maybe we don't realize things that are either easier or harder for us just based on our looks. And, I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting. So
I like a challenge.
It is an interesting
I'll choose
topic.
attractiveness.
yeah. It's funny like how sometimes people come up with these Reddit threads and I'm like, oh, that's genius. Like,
Yeah.
I would never have thought of that. So
Yeah, because usually you hear the opposite, where it's like, of course you got that promotion because you're so good looking. Of course,
pretty privilege. Pretty privilege. Yeah.
pretty
So this is kind of the opposite. This is like
So the people
ugly
writing
privilege.
the people writing in consider themselves ugly.
I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if anyone should ever consider themselves to be ugly, but I guess there are some people in this
Physically
world that
unattractive?
physically really
Maybe
are.
the world has told them they are.
Yeah.
There's a subreddit called Am I Ugly?
Oh shit.
Like straight up, like they'll post a picture and they'll be like, I consent to criticism.
Yeah, it's like the roast me one.
Yeah, but then these people are actually giving you constructive criticism.
It's like the hot or not thing. We used to have hot or not
Yeah.
before dating sites.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So I
Yeah,
guess
that wouldn't fly nowadays.
No.
Oh.
I don't know, would it? I mean, a lot of things fly on Reddit that wouldn't fly.
I saw a TikTok where all the men in the comments were getting pissed because thank you. There's this girl, she was being recorded by some camera way in the back. Like they were just zooming in on her. She was on Tinder swiping left so fast, like
Oh my God.
saying no to guys.
Oh shit.
And the
That's
guys are like,
me.
yeah.
No.
So you
And
just
the
go
guys-
based off of physical first.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's what dating apps are.
Yeah, and then men in the comments are like, she doesn't even give a chance to look. Like, she's just swiping. She's gonna be alone forever. It's like it doesn't take us that long.
No.
It doesn't take you that long
No.
either to understand if you're attracted to someone. You know?
It
do
takes
that with
like a half a
houses.
second.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but they're so shallow. I'm like, really? You want to talk about women being shallow
Yeah.
on a dating app?
Jesus.
Yeah.
We're the most forgiving
Yeah.
out of the two sexes.
By the time we're
Yeah.
actually with someone, you're like, a lot of times people are like, why is she with him?
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
that's
So
the most
don't even
common.
start.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
It's very rare for me to see someone say, why is he with her?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
that's
rare.
very rare.
One out
People-
of 1 million.
Exactly. So guys were pissed in the comments like, she's not even giving it a chance. She's looking at it for 0.2 seconds. I'm like, I don't know if you're slow. It doesn't take us that long.
Yeah,
It
maybe
doesn't
you
take
have
people.
slow brain. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But okay.
Especially in the culture of just swiping, like your brain is used to processing information so quickly.
Yeah.
And then, so I commented to them, like, it doesn't take that long. You know that, right? And they're like, well, you guys are going to die alone because you only go for looks. I'm like, you do realize that looks brings you in? Like, but
It does, it's not the
personality
final
keeps
step.
you.
Yeah.
It's round one of the interview.
It's the initial attraction. Like, I'm sorry you're angry because deep down inside, you know the initial attraction's not there for you, but don't project it to everyone else.
True.
And work on yourself instead. Get a haircut.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's easier for these people?
You don't have to, well, just as an aside, you don't have to be someone's, like everyone's someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to be
Exactly.
one person's someone. So why do you care that you're like not everyone's someone?
Yeah.
You don't have to be everyone's someone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go. So a Reddit user asked, what's easier when you're unattractive? And people answer.
Can we guess that?
You can, sure. Let's get one.
When we were ugly, what was more easy for us in high school?
I felt less judged. I don't know. I felt like I could be quiet in the corner and people wouldn't like
Like
I
the
don't
less
know.
pressure of being seen.
Yeah,
or like people
yeah.
giving a shit.
because as an introvert and if you have social anxiety, like I just don't really like eyeballs on me. Unless
True.
I'm asking for it. Like when I go perform on stage, like I'm choosing, like I'm prepared to do that. But like walking into a room.
Making friends with girls?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because then they're not worried about you stealing their boyfriend.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of a similar thing. Like because the judgment is coming from the girls, not from the guys.
Yeah. Because like you just make friends and stuff. I was friends with a few of the popular girls. It was fine. But then as I grew older into my 20s, I remember one girl specifically saying, I'm going to go hang out with these guys. And I'm like, oh, cool. I want to go. Can I come too? And then she's like, not, can you not
You're
come?
like a threat. Yeah.
She's like, can you not come? I'm like, why? She goes, because I'm like, they're going to give you more attention, which is like, you know what? You're communicating that. That's cool. But that's shitty.
but also
I
work on
know.
yourself.
yeah, work on yourself,
Yeah.
you know? And I was,
Love yourself a little bit more.
yeah. And
I
she's
had
like,
a friendship breakup because of that.
yeah, it's weird. And she's like, can you like not, put on makeup or get dressed? I'm like, sure, I guess. I'm at your house. What am I going
I've
to do? I have to
never
go home
heard
now?
that. That's crazy.
And if you,
Weird.
why would you want to be with a guy that would easily go for your friend
Exactly.
if there was any other female in the room?
Exactly.
That's a good point. Like, is she gonna forever hide Gina?
Yeah.
it's a lack of self.
So I was in sweats and just hanging out, and we were going to eat at, I don't know, like Wendy's or something, and she dressed up like she was going to a nightclub.
Man, this is a
Wow.
Wendy's.
Yeah, I was like, all right, this is weird. I'm not going to be your friend anymore.
That's extreme insecurity. Then.
yeah.
Okay, well, we can go down this list a little bit. The first one that they said was being single without being questioned. Why?
Oh.
So they said that I guess their family members or random people they talk to, they never ask them, why
Oh,
are you
no.
still single? But maybe they feel like it's easier because they don't have to fucking like explain themselves.
There's no
or
pressure.
The
Yeah.
pressure is off.
Like,
So
when
we
are you
kinda
gonna get
touched on
married?
that.
That's
like, they don't have to
crazy.
hear that.
Huh.
Wow.
Do you consider that to be something that bothers you? Like, does someone ever ask you, like, why are you still single, Gina? Like, do
Yeah.
you feel any type of way about that?
Not really. I mean, I do get asked that.
Yeah.
But I don't really get bothered by it.
Yeah.
Because I know why I'm single, at the time. And it's just like, and
it's not because you're
insulting.
ugly.
Yeah. It's definitely not that.
It's just it's your personality.
You don't feel pressured because of it.
Like, I shit my
Well,
pants 3
also
times a
because
week.
you have been like you had dated and stuff. Like, you had been
Yeah.
with people. Maybe these are people that just are
Have
like
never-
a long time single, and then more attractive people. If they're a long time single, then they'll get asked more frequently or something.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Huh.
That whole thing of like asking why someone's still single doesn't really make sense if you think about it, because it's like everyone is on a different life path. Like they've probably been in a relationship and then got out of one. Like, so why is there like a why are you single question? Like,
Maybe they think it's a compliment. Like you should be with somebody.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because like look at you. You're a catch.
or it's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why are you still single?
Yeah.
What's the real tea?
Yeah. I feel that more.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like there's people that I know like in their 40s or 50s that can't hold down a relationship for more than like 2 months. And it's like, why are you still single? And then you get to know them. You're like, there it is. Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
I never thought about it.
Like we never ask our ugly friends why they're still single.
I just
'cause
don't
we
ask my
already
friends
know
that.
why. 'cause
I don't
they're
have
ugly.
any
Yeah, I don't
friends.
ask people.
So
I have a very strict.
I honestly really don't have ugly friends that I can think of.
except
but
for
it's-
one of the four of us. But
Oh, yeah,
say-
it's like one of those.
Except for one of the four of us.
Yeah.
It's like the hottest one, like with the most Pornhub or like fake
Seriously.
porn shit.
Jesus.
Fake money.
Yeah. But okay, let's try another one. What else is easier being ugly? Getting old. This is the most important example. Beauty is fleeting, and I see a mental health crisis with so many people being unable to cope with their aging, and it's very
Oh yeah, if you put
exploited.
all your value into
Yeah.
aesthetics
look.
and beauty, aging's gonna be so
the desperation
hard.
to stay young and hot. It is
Yeah.
I do know people like that. that.
Yeah, me too. And then you see the desperation so
It's
apparently, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's okay, let go. It's all right.
I remember reading a Reddit post about this woman who said like, as I grew older, I noticed that men were hitting on me less and less, and
Yeah.
it took her a while to like accept that.
But also because men are pedos and they like little fucking 16-year-olds.
Then there's also people that were okay, like for example,
Little jab in
man
there.
stabbing.
like Joan Rivers, fucking hot as shit. Like as she got older, she got hotter. But like when you look at her
Joan
younger,
Rivers?
like,
Joan Rivers?
I'm talking about yeah. Like when she,
She
was
got hotter?
The dead one?
Listen, as she got older, she got hotter.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like some examples, but there's
Okay.
some people where I'm like, you were Jodie Foster.
What about J-Lo?
Okay, Jodie Foster. J-Lo was always hot. What are you talking about? So Jodie Foster, you see her in Freaky Friday. She's like this like
True.
nerdy looking freaking redhead kid, and then you see her now, or like as she grew up into her 30s, and you're like, whoa, she's
Well, there's definite examples of women who have aged very well,
Yeah,
look better as
gracefully.
they mature.
Yeah.
Like, well, especially when you have money.
So I'm saying like
Yeah.
if you're unattractive, like there's not as much pressure to maintain your beauty.
True.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
true.
you have this low expectations, and then you just will supersede them.
Especially working, I kind of feel that way because I've worked in entertainment for
Yeah.
fucking more than half my life. And there are times where I said, like, if I ever get severely, like my face get caught in a meat grinder, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, just, I wouldn't know what to do anymore. Because that is my career.
You
like,
just
the way
make
I
that
look.
your brand.
So you,
guess so.
Your
you
meat grinder
100
face.
You 100% believe that all of your market value is in your face.
Not all,
Okay.
but I know a very strong, big part of it is.
Or it's just that you don't want to do the work that's going to require
No.
having a job that requires
the
I
more
extra
in
already
your
have
face.
I already have planned
Like,
for
are you too, like, you don't want to do anything that
Oh, no,
doesn't
no.
require
Oh, no,
being
no.
pretty.
I do, because eventually I'm gonna retire and just
Yeah.
like have money and properties and shit like that. But like if it were to happen now,
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Because
Gina,
you don't
if
want to
you-
do like a regular job.
No,
though.
if
I could, but it
Okay.
won't be the amount
What
of money
kind of
or the
job
amount
would
of.
you- would
Wait,
do?
Huh.
if you lost fucking half your face, you just do like a robot cosplay shit. Like you would
True.
make it
You
work.
can make it work.
That would be a dope.
Well,
as
style.
long
she
as you-
had half of her face, maybe.
Yeah.
But also,
I'm talking like-
Whatever patch is left, just like a robot around it.
Just cyborg it.
Yeah.
you could just wear like a really sexy mask. Because like your body's still hot.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. Just don't lose your personality.
It kind of
yeah.
reminds me of that one TikTok in the beginning of the pandemic with that one girl where she was like, wait, my whole personality is looking hot. What the fuck am I going to do when half of it is covered? Like, I'm not nice.
Interesting. Oh
No, it was like it was a joke, but it
Okay.
came out kind of serious.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was kind of a joke.
Well, we love a
But-
self-aware queen.
Yeah, we love
Yeah, but she was just like, I'm mean. Like, how am I going to be nice to people? Like, what? Like, it's kind
Jesus.
of funny.
So yeah, it's like if something were to happen, I know there's still gonna be people like, no, we still love you. Your personality's cool, but in entertainment, you're one of your top selling factors is the way that you look.
You just have to rebrand though.
Yeah,
But
I'll
I
just have
feel
to
like
rebrand.
the industry has. I mean, it's still definitely that 100%, but it's not as intense like
As it used to be.
when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like that was like number
Well,
one.
there was like a cookie cutter standard of beauty back then.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, it's cool to be like your own unique thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like you as a gamer could totally make some sort of
But
crazy cosplay shit
who
work.
is an example right now where that's actually working?
What do you mean?
Like
Like
being
Billie
on-
Eilish is not like a
She's not
traditional.
very pretty though.
She's not
I
really
know,
pretty.
but she's not like this traditional standard.
Yeah.
You know, like she's not like
doesn't show off her body.
Yeah, she's not showing off her body. She's not like being this Barbie chick.
Yeah, she
like,
doesn't fit in
in
that
the
cookie
90s,
cutter.
it was all Pam Anderson or you're ugly.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
talking about like severely made.
Yeah, like because she's
you know
still,
the monkey
she's
tore
still
that woman's
good
face
looking.
apart?
Oof.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
Yeah,
like you
I'm
look
talking
like Two-Face.
severely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just feel like that's a story, like because you are already you before you got made.
True. Yeah.
So you already have a following, and then you can easily rebrand.
you just have like a dope ass fucking like.
That would be sick.
okay.
mask.
Christopher Reeves still had a following after.
He's a man, doesn't count.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Anyway, okay. How about we try another one? People assume your successes are actually based on your skills.
I could see that.
Is that
That's
a
nice.
hard thing? Or is
Well,
that a
I
bad
think
thing?
it's like if I spent all of this time, right, getting my CPA license and getting
Yeah.
a job at a really good company, people are just assuming it's like, oh, well, probably
you
just 'cause
got a
you're
free
pretty
pass 'cause
or
you're pretty, yeah.
You didn't really work
Right.
that hard or something like
You didn't
that.
have to
we're
work
gonna get
as
so much
hard.
shit in these comments right now. But it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is true. Like pretty privilege does exist.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
But
especially
then-
here in LA.
Well, definitely in LA and also in any client-facing industry. So I do believe that maybe I had a better chance when I got my interview, like when I got the job, like maybe just because I maybe fit the mold of what it looks like, what they want as a client facing individual. So I believe that's true.
Yeah.
But I think what this person's saying, like people assuming your successes are based on your skills, like that would bother me if people really didn't think that I was actually smart
Yeah.
enough to do the job.
Yeah.
And it was just because you look like someone we could put in front of a client.
There was an episode of Modern Family where Sofia Vergara finally confronts what's the blonde girl's name?
Oh yeah.
She's like
the mom.
Yeah, and she's like, do you know how hard it is for me, like
Oh yeah.
being the pretty one, because all the mothers think I'm just here to steal their husbands. Nobody treats me nicely. Like people just think I'm a competition. Men don't treat me seriously.
Yeah.
And they just think that I'm just this pretty thing that just stands there, which I understand. Like people want to be taken seriously for things like women in gaming. That's a huge thing already. It's like, oh, you're only here because you're pretty.
Yeah. People brand you as this one-dimensional thing.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, if you're sexy, you can't be anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you could still develop a skill.
Yeah.
Come on. It's
And
not
be
fair.
intelligent
Yeah.
with
think-
looks.
Do you think that we assume that, like, say we had an ugly person? I mean, obviously I don't like using these words, but we had an ugly person and a pretty person with the same level of skill. Do you think that we would believe the uglier person is smarter?
I don't know. I felt like in comedy, so when I was in stand-up comedy, I felt like you almost like were more accepted if you were less attractive.
Yeah, I remember David saying that. Like,
Yeah.
people found him more funny when he was
I
fatter.
I wouldn't wear makeup. I would put my hair up. I would wear hoodies and like jeans just because I just wanted to be accepted. Like, you don't want to intimidate the females in the audience, and like also the other female comics are just kind of judgy, and then you don't want the guys to want to fuck you more than they think you're fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a weird thing. So like in the places that I've worked, I've always been like, man, like that's. I do see like women that were not traditionally beauty, having an easier time maybe making it in that industry.
It takes away like an extra layer that they have to worry
Yeah.
about, like being used for sex or like not being.
But then
used
those women would say, oh, the pretty women have an easier time because they don't have to be as funny.
they just talk about their
And they-
vagina and they're hot, so people laugh.
So I don't know. Yeah.
So that's,
That's
actually
true, because
what
I have seen comics too that are like the traditional pretty, especially like in the early 2000s. There was this one that pops in my mind, but I forgot her name. But she would always wear like the cute, like pretty doll kind of dresses.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
remember.
like blonde hair, kind of like really. Like, she looked like a Barbie. She was really pretty. And I'm trying to think. I'm like, was she funny? I can't remember.
She had a good shtick. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's actually what I'm not gonna lie, I still battle with that at G4 because if anyone here has seen like my streams at G4, I wear a lot less revealing clothes because I almost like since the video
Well, why'd you
game.
buy such huge tits?
I know, right? It suits my body.
She wants the option.
For the weekends, you know.
It's for the guy that
weekends.
does get to come
Yeah.
see, you know.
All right. So if you guys watch my streams, I actually wear a lot more like loose fitting clothes, not any like I have like no cleavage on there showing at all.
Yeah.
And it's because I still feel like the gaming industry is still in its infancy when it comes to having women in the industry being respected.
Yeah.
So a part of me, I battle with myself every day. A part of me is just like, I want to be seen for my gaming, the things that I know about gaming, my personality. But also at the same time, I want to be who the fuck I am, you know? So, and that's the same thing when I was streaming. It's like, I don't really want to show a lot of cleavage. But it's like, this is the clothes that I like. So I still battle with that every single day in like a male dominated industry.
Yeah.
And speaking of clothes,
Oh,
that's where we got Stitch Fix here for today's sponsor.
Yay, we love Stitch Fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your style isn't one size fits all. It's about what suits your body, like what Gina was talking about. It's like, like what makes me feel like me. And everyone has so everyone has their own approach to their style and also like what suits the moment. And so why not shop at a store that is personalized for your size and your style specifically? Introducing Stitch Fix Freestyle, a shop built just for you. Stitch Fix Freestyle is your trusted style destination where you can discover and instantly buy curated items based on your style, likes, and lifestyle. So whether you're looking for a brand that you love or you're willing to try a new one, at Stitch Fix Freestyle, you can shop a range of over 1,000 brands personalized to your size and fit. With styles for workouts to workwear, for lounging around the house, or for a night out, Stitch Fix Freestyle has clothes for any occasion. Plus, there's no subscription required, and they offer free shipping, returns, and exchanges. So get started today by filling out your style quiz at stitchfix.com/mood. That's stitchfix.com/mood to try Stitch Fix Freestyle. stitchfix.com/mood and shop your looks.
Yay. And while you're taking care of your wardrobe, also take care of your mental health. As the year ends, oh my God, the year's ending already.
Yeah.
Another holiday season is upon us. And for many of us, that means travel and family. And that's really stressful because plane tickets are expensive. And
Also, who even wants to see their family, honestly?
After this year, it's
Some
gonna
of
be
us have
crazy.
family.
Yeah. That we love.
We love. And family stuff is stressful because like a lot of things get brought up. Sometimes you don't have the best relationship with your family. And
That's true.
it can bring up a lot of, stuff that you want to talk about, but you don't know who to talk about when you have Talkspace. So it's the season to be jolly, but sometimes it just doesn't feel that way, and that's okay. Ease some of the burdens the holidays can bring with Talkspace Online Therapy. Talkspace is the #1 online therapy platform. There are thousands of licensed therapists available for you to match with across dozens of specialties, including anxiety, depression, relationships, and more. Talkspace is ready to help you start feeling better with a single message. Talkspace works around your schedule at your convenience with live video sessions and unlimited messages with your dedicated therapists. You can set goals with your therapist and develop techniques to cope in difficult times like the holidays. Talkspace offers individual therapy, couples therapy, and medication prescription services. So if you need a little support to help you through the end of the year or want to start building towards a better upcoming year, Talkspace is here to help. Match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code MOOD. That's $100 off when you use code MOOD at Talkspace.com.
That's a lot of doll hair.
That's a lot of doll hairs. But yeah, so like I was saying, like it's I fight with myself every morning that I'm getting dressed. Because I remember when my first announcement that I got announced at G4 came out, someone commented, "Oh, just another big-breasted bimbo using her looks to get into gaming with her OnlyFans." I'm like, first of all, bitch, I don't have an OnlyFans.
So annoying.
I should because I want to make more money.
Try playing you on video games.
All right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I'm gonna reach that point where I'm like, fuck it.
There's always going to be people commenting that.
Yeah.
They're just they're jealous.
Also, I mean, at some point you have to be okay with the fact that, like, yes, pretty women sell entertainment, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That doesn't also mean that you're not good at your job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I kind of
Or that you worked hard to be there.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, why am I hiding? I should make it a point that women that look like me or any other woman can be in the industry. But on the other hand, it's like, I don't want to be seen just that way. So it's a weird thing.
It's also in like how you talk and like how you let people treat you too. So it's like you can be hot as fuck, but if someone crosses the line and you allow it, then you're kind of like letting the stereotype, oh, she's just a fucking bimbo. Like I tell her to suck my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
like I've started taking photos again recently, and someone commented like, "Whoa, you're like crazy and funny on G4, but never knew you had this in you underneath all that clothing, And it's like, I kind of just want to be myself now.
Yeah. I like
That's
that.
good.
It's you have to balance those things out with in your own mind. It's like, it's only you. It's like,
It is just me.
And you being like, you know what? No, I'm going to own this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even other people's opinions, you're letting them in.
Exactly.
So then it is really you.
I didn't
can
understand
stop
if I was doing a disservice to women in the gaming industry on both, like, no matter what side I'm taking.
I think the way that you handle the job is going to matter more than if you're going to be hot or not. And I think in the entertainment industry, you got to just do everything you can to stay there, be in there, stay there, and like have that opportunity. But like, it's going to be more in the way you conduct yourself. That's going to determine whether or not you do a disservice to other women.
Yeah.
So I think just whatever you want to do on the outside, you're in the entertainment industry, like just do that.
All right, G4, I'm showing up next Monday with pasties on. Deal with it.
You're welcome,
With tassels. You're welcome for the views.
I read another one. This person, we kind of touched on this one. This person said not having fake friends.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
do pretty people all just have fake friends?
No, they don't all just have fake friends, but I was taught by this girl that I knew back then when I first started go-go dancing, and she was pretty, like she spent her whole life, not her whole life, but she was a little bit older than me, and she's pretty. She was one of those like Mary Rich kind of girls. And she said straight up, she's like, Gina, like you cannot have ugly friends. Like, not that you cannot, but you just be careful around them, because they're going to throw you under the bus whenever they possibly can. And that brought me back to thinking about that girl that told me, hey, don't come out with us because the guys are gonna get your attention.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, and when I first heard it, I was like, well, what the fuck do you mean? That's messed up. Like, I just want to be friends with people.
Yeah.
She's like, look, that's the truth a lot of times, you know? Like, she's like, a lot of times when I have friends that are deemed not as attractive, they start treating me like shit. And that's
Well, so this person is saying that just being unattractive in general means you have less fake friends.
So it's the other way around.
So it's kind of like the other way around. Like they don't think about competing. If they're just like a group of ugly ducklings or whatever,
Oh, they're saying the opposite.
that it's easier for them because they don't have to
Compete for
I mean,
the
I don't
opposite
know.
sex.
Like I guess do pretty people only want to hang out with pretty people? I mean, I guess we've seen a little bit of that, right? Like for clout, I guess.
Well, maybe
like they like to
in
have
the
pretty friends in their
experience-
photos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
But
like-
maybe for the experience, like what Gina's friend was saying, like that would make sense if that is a thing, because then they might have had bad experiences with less attractive people trying to tear them down because of jealousy or whatever. So then pretty people are like, oh, let me just have only pretty friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be an experience. But then also like the whole group photo thing. I know there are people, like I have heard of that be a thing where they just want attractive people in the photo, but then I've also heard the opposite thing where it's like they want less attractive people
So
next
they
to
look
them so
better.
then
The
they look
cheerleader
better.
effect.
I have
Yeah.
literally never thought of
never thought of
attractiveness
that.
of my
Me
friends
neither.
ever. Like
Ever.
I don't think
never.
I care more about who they are and how I
Yeah.
feel around them.
Just like dating, I guess like I don't have a physical type. Like I don't
Yeah.
like. I've never like just thought someone was like, oh my god, I have a crush on them based on their physical appearance. They have to carry themselves a certain way. They just have a certain type of personality,
Yeah.
and then they're instantly cute to me. And I don't care
True.
what they actually look like.
That's so accurate.
Yeah, and so I feel like that's how it is with friends. It's like I feel you on a soul level first, and then like everything
I actually
else is
didn't even
after.
notice. Like I remember being in high school and like towards like the tail end of high school, and I had a friend that I didn't even know that she, like other people found her unattractive
Yeah.
until someone mentioned it, and I was like, "What are you talking about? Like that's just wait, what?"
Yeah.
I was so fucking mind blown. I was like, I've literally never seen that. Like she's beautiful to me because I know who she is. Like
Yeah.
inside, like I don't know. It sounds really weird to not notice something so obvious, especially for like physical attractiveness. But I just never did.
There's a point in your youth where you start to realize like, oh, popularity is a thing, and like, oh, we're starting to split off now. Because like when we're kids, right, we're just all
Yeah.
playing in the playground, not giving a shit. But then at some point, the physical thing comes in, and everyone's like, oh, this is going to be a popular person because they're pretty, and this is going to be a not popular person because they're quote unquote ugly or something. So I guess you probably kind of hit that point maybe a little bit later in life where you're like, oh, I guess it does matter. Like everyone's kind of looking at me and like who I'm with, and if I'm with like an ugly friend, then they're gonna look down on me
Yeah.
or something.
Huh.
I never had that.
I
thought.
always had a problem even having friends. So
Yeah.
like I think I just like I just never noticed. I mean, I obviously was never going to be the popular one, and
Yeah.
like I could see who was the popular one. Also, the popular girl in elementary school hated me, so she made sure no one would be my friend.
Yeah.
And then when we moved to junior high, it was like I made friends with people in my like church camp or whatever, like, but they weren't like friends. We were just like knew each other through a hobby or like a thing. And then in high school, it was like I just made friends with the other outcasts.
Yeah, I was always like outcasted. I was like poor, dirt poor, pale as shit, freckles, and like, you know, like everyone was just like, ew, who was like, what is this fucking creature, you know? So like I was never making friends based on how pretty I was like, will you accept me? Yeah. So I don't know. I can't even imagine now. Like I'm trying to think back, like, did I think like when I felt like an ugly person, did I feel like all the pretty people were fake friends with each other? Because that's such a weird, I'm just trying to get to like what this person's thinking. Like they think that because they're unattractive, they don't have fake friends. So where does that come from?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
Fake
Yeah,
friends.
that's it's
Unless it's
can't-
like in LA, like Instagram people are like
Yeah.
just friends because they look good on each
But
other's
that's more
Instagram.
about that's even less about attractiveness and how than it is
Like
about how famous
followers,
you
like
are, how
clout,
connected you
yeah.
are, how rich you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that dating would be easier maybe because like there was another one in here that's talking about how guys like not so knowing which men are bad people. I have a really attractive friends who men they'll put on a whole show and a brand new angelic personality for, but I see right away how they actually treat women they don't want to bang. You're not a good person if you're only good to people you want something from. So maybe like in
that
dating,
one's a
I feel like
solid
that
one.
would be
Yeah.
way harder no one thinks that like, oh, the pretty people, they get everyone that they want, but also they get just a lot of
fakeness.
like bullshit.
Yeah,
It's true.
we were just watching Fuckboy Island.
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah.
watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
of
and some of
Fuckboy
them I was
Island.
like, I never would have guessed that one was a fuckboy.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it about or what?
So there's half of them are fuckboys and half of them are nice guys, and then the girls like eliminate people as it goes.
Without
it's like
knowing which one's which.
Yeah,
Like,
and
are they playing a role or
they're
like?
they're dating.
a reality show.
It's like a dating reality
But,
show.
like, so they labeled themselves. I'm
They
a
just know.
fuckboy.
They
Yeah.
just know that
They identify as a
they're
fuckboy.
Oh.
Like,
and they're like, they get off on like tricking the girl and
Yeah.
thinking that they're an
Jeez.
actual decent
Oh
guy.
my god, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this one
Ew.
guy who's actually like one of the ugliest ones on the show and has the biggest fucking ego for some
Yeah.
reason. But he's just like, yeah, I'm the king of the fuckboys and all this stuff. And he's like talking to this girl on a boat about like how he was adopted and his sister
my
and all this
God.
stuff. And I'm just
Yeah.
sitting there watching it like,
And it's a show. I should just vlog Jess
Yeah.
watching this show.
Yeah.
'Cause
You don't
it's
want me to
so
watch
awesome.
this
watch
show.
that
Watch it
vlog.
tonight.
It fucking pisses me
Yeah,
off.
let's watch it tonight.
So
She was getting so
bad.
heated.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, like, because they're what these fuckboys are putting on so fake, like they're laying it on so thick, but it's
Yeah.
also in a way that seems so casual and genuine. And then for them to cut to the next shot of the guy being like, yeah, it's all fucking bullshit. I'm just like,
That's insane.
like
That's
just because they're
psychotic.
trying to get into these hot girls' pants or whatever.
Yeah,
they, like,
and they're on TV.
and they're on TV. Yeah, but so
So for
it's
sure
just, like,
playing it up. The producers are like, yeah, more.
No, but I think
still,
guys
it's
are really
ugly.
like that.
They
I
are.
know.
And the guys, they'll have these stupid little like slides or whatever. They'll be like, yeah, if I had to choose love or money, 100% every time it'd be money, you know? And I'm just like, then why are you trying so hard with this girl? Like, just let her know, like, yeah, I'm down to fuck. Like, why make this whole fucking story
Yeah.
and like fucking mess her
because he wants to
mentally?
win, like the
I know.
show.
It just drives me fucking
But
crazy.
people do that in real life too. It's not even just for
Yeah.
prize money on the show. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
people are really
I could
like
see
that.
the motivation behind that though. It could be like, you know, like they were fucked over by some pretty girl, or like that specific guy, like he was fucked over by some pretty girl, and now he's out to just fuck
Tear
over
down
they
every
see
single
girls as
pretty
like
girl.
like they conquered them.
Yeah.
They're trophies.
Yeah. So
Just
I
reminds me
be
of
upfront.
Barney Stinson,
Yeah.
Stinson from How I Met
Stinson?
Your Mother.
Oh,
like that's his whole thing too, because he got fucked over. So he's like, let me fucking screw every girl possible, and I'm gonna feel like a king. And it's like, oh, you're so empty inside.
yeah.
I saw this TikTok of a man who's bitching about how women wear makeup and it's disgusting. And a few videos down, it's also him saying, I was married to a woman who loved wearing makeup.
There we go.
And she did terrible things to me. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's a you issue, dude.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with women's makeup.
That's a really weird thing to latch onto, makeup.
All right.
That's
Probably her
you
whole
tricked
identity.
me with all the makeups.
yeah.
You're stupid. Do you really think my eyelids are sparkly all the time? Like, you're dumb. It's not my problem. It's my ice blue eyeshadow.
I don't know. So I would definitely argue that dating and love is probably harder for the more attractive people,
Yeah.
especially like the absolute tens, because then like you never know,
yeah.
like people are just trying to get at absolute tens, and they'll probably do anything or say anything or even fuck them over. Or, like,
Yeah.
it's hard to know.
That's probably why you might see them be with significantly less attractive people, because maybe they're more genuine, because they're like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna get you, let me just be myself. And then
Oh. There's that study that said women are more happy when they're dating someone that is less better looking. than them.
Really?
Or
Because they're
less
not
good
worried
looking.
about them cheating or something.
Yeah.
Insecure.
That's a
Well,
it's
also,
an article.
I'm
I saw
not
an article
really
on that.
down for that, because like I'm not gonna fucking date some fucking ugly person just to feel better about
Yeah.
it's like why do we have like have to date so far down in order to be happy? Like that's fuck that. No, I'll just be by myself.
Even my aunt, my great aunt, told me, she's like, "No, Gina, that guy's too handsome. You don't want to date people like that. Like they know they're good looking.
You don't want your kids to have symmetrical features. No way.
So we just have to date people we're not attracted to,
Right.
No thanks.
I think everyone's attracted to something different. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I just wouldn't be thrown by that. Cause like just cause they're aesthetically pleasing doesn't mean they have quality.
Yeah.
You know? So, and if they do have quality, then they're not going to cheat on you. Like they're not,
Yeah.
you know, like, so
Yeah, that's the point. That's
shouldn't
so people
have-
are like, lower your standards, date an ugly guy, he won't cheat on you. That's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell
Yeah,
you for sure
exactly.
that's bullshit. I've dated several ugly motherfuckers, and they have treated me
A lot
like
of times
shit
they're
too.
more insecure.
Yeah.
I should make a shirt that says "Ugly people cheat too."
Yes.
Yeah. It really has to be based
to
on
be
the
our next
actual
merch
It's
character.
really the
Our merch
person.
line.
Like, just
Really is.
like, and I could be considered maybe like a 7 or an 8, so like closer towards the higher end of the scale, right? I wouldn't fucking cheat on someone. Like, I wouldn't fuck them over like
Exactly.
that. So like, why do
If
I
they're a good
assume
person-
someone else always would? You know,
No.
that's fucked up. So this one, I guess, kind of the same thing. This person said, this may be unpopular, but everyone who has a happy love life I know is unattractive. Beauty attracts people.
Thanks a lot. Ugh,
Yeah. It's like money.
not that ugly.
It's like money. Real love and happiness are not related to money or beauty. So
I don't like these because it's casting such a general blanket over like
if you're pretty, everything is
Yeah.
fake. Everything
Yeah.
is
And
false. It's never real. It's never good.
yeah,
You
and
didn't earn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
there's one couple that I'm like, they are so in love. They've been in love since like they met in college, and they're both almost like 40 now, and they are very attractive. They both look really young for their age, and they're great. Like I don't think that's a metric for.
That's weird.
That's just a
I think
anecdotal.
it's conflating that every person who's attractive is also fake and superficial.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of them, right? Because
Yeah.
they've had their life handed to them. They get things easier.
But
like
I know
they-
ugly
they-
people in bad relationships too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
But
Yeah.
I guess it comes down to, I'm trying to figure out how they're thinking. So, damn it.
They really-
maybe if we're together and we're ugly, then I don't have to worry about you cheating because less
That's not
people are
true.
hitting on
Ugly
you.
people cheat.
Yeah.
We know
Or,
that.
but then like
Some of the ugliest people I know have been the biggest cheaters.
but the amount of people that hit on you is less, so there's less of a chance. Is that what they're getting?
Maybe because they're like, if you both based your relationship off of superficial reasons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
so
why
we
you're
only
together.
got together because you have abs and I
Yeah.
have tits, right? If that's the only reason we got
Yeah.
together, then yeah, that's not a real
That's so
relationship.
one-dimensional.
True. But that's just
That's
the
not gonna be
assumption.
common.
That's the
like-
assumption that everyone who's pretty would do that. But
Maybe
they have a lot of options.
If that person's in high school, maybe this is true.
yeah.
But like, I feel like once you're an adult, like I don't see that.
But
there it is.
Like not an 18-year-old adult.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a actual adult
Yeah.
paying
Like
bills.
once you've bought
having
a house,
mortgage.
now you're an
yeah.
adult. Just kidding. Not everyone can reach that, but yeah, something like significantly like you're not still a little kid.
Yeah, like you're paying your bills, you're working, you're doing things, like you're having a life in society.
Well, maybe Hollywood doesn't help that because it seems like actors, they get together, they're on a movie, they're hot.
No,
and
but
then
so
they
that's not
fucking
fair
get
because
divorced.
that's just a workplace romance, you know? Like you do get attracted to the people that you're spending the most time with, you know? And I mean, like Steve and I met through work, through being on sketches together. And it wasn't because I thought he was like the hottest person I've ever seen. It's just because I love working with him, and then our personalities like matched, and I knew I'd have a blast with him as a partner.
But then most of the Hollywood marriages, right, are like it lasts like a cycle. It's like a year or 2 year
Yeah.
cycle.
I
Like
guess
they get
celebrity-
on another movie and then they date the next
Yeah.
hot person. And so I guess maybe regular people think that that's how all hot people are.
yeah.
You think like media makes us
Maybe.
think that way?
Possibly.
I mean, or if you're like, I know a lot of like in the wealthy culture, like it's very like image is really important.
Yeah.
And so like keeping up an image and marrying another wealthy person who looks attractive and then like making it look like you have like the best, most perfect life is very important. But that's more like a rich stereotype, I feel like, than an attractive stereotype.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that you don't have to maybe be physically attracted for because they won't actually see you, but they'll just hear your voice.
Oh.
Is Dipsy. Everyone needs an escape, but those can be hard to come by right now. Enter Dipsy. Let yourself get lost in a world where good things happen and where your pleasure is the only priority. Oh my God, I'd be so good at this.
You're
Okay.
already really good at this.
I can only get so erect, Nikki.
Thank you. Dipsy is an audio app.
I lost my boner.
Stories. So it's an audio app with sexy stories designed to turn you on. So you pick your little kink, you know, hear a story in that kink. And I used to go to a site before we had Dipsy that like you could only read stories. Now you can actually hear the stories being read to you and you can pick your type. Okay. Each Dipsy audio story features characters that feel like real people and immersive scenarios. So you feel like you're right there. Okay. So if you have a crush on someone in the workplace, you could feel like you're right there next to them. Okay. They release new content every week, so there's always more to explore, no matter who you're into or what turns you on. Who or what turns you on. We don't need to know. And if you need to wind down, Dipsea also has wellness sessions, sensual bedtime stories, and soundscapes to help you relax before you drift off. For our listeners, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/mood. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/mood, dipseastories.com/mood.
Yeah. So if you got poop on any part of your body, would you just wipe it off or would you wash it off?
I'd like to wash it.
A lot of parts of my body.
Excuse me?
This isn't the Dipsea ad anymore, Gina.
Let's talk about the gift that keeps on giving. The Hello Tushy bidet. It cleans your butt way better than wiping, cuts your toilet paper use down by 80%, saves trees and all the thousands of gallons of water used to convert them into toilet paper, and it comes with a book full of poop jokes. My butt is in love. I feel like the bidet is a lifesaver when you're on your period. What's better than getting a nice fresh water splash in between all day long? We love it.
Nothing better.
Also, when you poop and you're on your period, it gets really disgusting. So wash it off with water.
We are beautiful creatures.
The Hello Tushy is the best thing to happen in my bathroom in a long time. Stop spreading your business around your butthole with toilet paper. Start washing with Hello Tushy. The Hello Tushy bidet washes your bum with fresh water for a way better clean than toilet paper. Simply spray and pat it dry. It attaches to your existing toilet. No electrician or plumber is needed. It installs in less than 8 minutes. Cuts down your toilet paper use by 80%. Save money and paper waste. Join the millions of Hello Tushy happy customers right now who take care of their Yule logs the dignified way. Give the gift of a clean bum to yourself or your loved ones this holiday season and get 10% off plus free shipping right now at hellotushy.com/bigmood. That's hellotushy.com/bigmood for 10% off and free shipping. Alrighty, well, some of these other answers were kind of like being left alone, being unbothered. If I'm in a baggy hoodie with the hood up and sweatpants, no one bothers me at a bus stop. If I have a dress on and look cute, 7 times out of 10 people get too close or start chatting. My solution is pretending I don't speak English.
That's what I was going to say.
Basically just being left alone.
No, like going to auditions. So the type of auditions I was getting sent out for were like, the hot girl at the bar, hot girl at the nightclub, like hot waitress or whatever. You have to wear like dresses, like you have to dress as the character, right? But you have to park downtown, like where you have to walk past like so many people. You're wearing heels, and I don't do that. And it's the middle of the day, and I don't like.
You're like a target.
Yeah, because people follow you. They really do. They'll follow you to your car. I had a pepper spray on me, and I also lived in the middle of Hollywood. And I'd come home, and if I'm walking, I would walk to my acting class, and I would walk back. But I would have to make sure, because when I walked back, it was nighttime, that I was wearing like sweatpants, hoodie, like look as much like a dude as possible, because people do follow you home.
You know, when I was younger, like in my 20s, when everything matters a little bit more, I got really nervous and like anxious, and I would get kind of sad, and I'm like, I can't believe one day I'm gonna be old and ugly, right? Like it scared me so much. Like it would give me anxiety sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm gonna actually be ugly. Like I look at my mom and like my aunties and stuff, and I'm like, they're ugly now. Like their bodies don't look good anymore. Like how am I gonna cope being ugly? And then it's funny because like I'm getting older now, and like I'm getting more wrinkles, and like my body's not in the best shape as it was like, 10 years ago and stuff. And I'm like, it actually does feel like less pressure. Like it's almost like as you age, you become okay.
You give less fucks about
like,
it.
It's actually more comfortable, like not caring so much. And it's funny how like you think that being ugly is the worst thing to ever happen to you, when really it's not. I mean, obviously it would be difficult for your career, Gina,
I'm gonna kill myself.
Like,
The moment I get a single wrinkle.
I get that. But like really just living life without that external pressure is like really great. So I mean, I guess that's part of the aging where you're like, oh wait, actually,
that's what I've always said I loved about my 30s, because I've felt like I've always been a mid-30s cat lady. And when I was in my 20s, my young 20s, they put all these expectations on me to like want to dress up and go to the club and like look a certain way and be this weight and like this, like wear these clothes. And I've never related to that lifestyle at all. And I would always make excuses that I was like sick. I would call in sick to going out. Like basically, I'm like, so sorry. I cough. I can't. I'm just cold. I'm too cold. I can't wear a dress. I'm too cold.
That's so
I think
funny.
like being, I don't know. Sometimes it's easy to say that, right? Like when you still kind of have some of your youth and your beauty and you're like, oh, I don't really care about it or whatever. But then at the same time, I'm kind of like, man, if I really like,
I care. I want to take care of myself.
But if I really got my face like ripped off or something, then I feel like I would probably feel even better because like, and I'm not inviting anyone to like slash my face or anything. But, like just because, you know, like when the pressure's off, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like that because I don't like change. So like I'm okay with slow change.
Yeah.
Like, you know, aging is okay because I've gotten used to like my face evolving over time.
Yeah.
But if it was just suddenly like I'm 70 years old, I don't like not being able to recognize myself in the mirror. So I need that like slow. That's slow.
For you guys, or like I guess for you, Jess, because you're talking a lot about the pressure. Is it mainly like pressure that you put on yourself, or pressure that you feel like outside pressure, society pressure?
I don't know. It's probably a combination of both. I'm not sure really.
Because I'm trying to analyze how I feel about myself and like my appearance. And now that I'm pregnant and I've been gaining weight and I see myself like really getting more rounder like than what I used to be. And also like in my genetics, like a lot of like in my family, like a lot of my family, once they hit a certain age, then they just become like circles. So like just really like round faces, round features. Now that I feel like I'm inching towards that, then I realize like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older. Like it is hard for me to let go. And it's hard for me to accept it and be like okay with it, and also be kind with myself because I'm pregnant. It's like, hello, of course you're gonna gain weight, like chill. But the fact that I am gaining weight and I look in the mirror and I see a different face, that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I'm not used to
it's an
this.
identity thing. Like you're used to seeing a certain thing, like this is me, I can recognize who I am and stuff, and I value that. And then like you're changing rapidly and you're like, oh no, like
yours is
it's
just
an
happening
identity
really fast because of the pregnant cycle happens. But I mean, obviously, you know, the weight is going to come off after you have the baby.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I hope.
Yeah, well, it's based on your actions though. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Unless
but
you have a medical issue, then it's just on you to get back to the weight.
Yeah, and that's the thing that scares me is because of the fact that it is in my genes to not be super fit later on. Also, like because of my pregnancy right now, there's a microscope on my thyroid and how it's operating right now. So I don't know what can happen. My thyroid could fuck up later on in this pregnancy, and then next thing I know I have they call it Hashimoto's or something. So like it'll be easier for me to pack on more weight, and so I'm just like, hold on, this is not me anymore. Like and I can't do anything, or I can try to help it, but like ultimately though it's kind of out of my hands. And then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, is it a societal thing? Like I just feel ugly because I have the pressures of needing to look a certain
absolutely
thing.
it is.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's for sure part of it, but I feel like the majority of it though, it's like my own.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone like wants to be like either super overweight or feel super unattractive. I mean, I don't think that's like anyone's first choice, like in the world, if we could choose. So it's probably internal too, like because you just like nice things, you just like feeling fit, you just like feeling pretty, right?
Yeah, like it's getting me like I noticed that I do feel down when I'm putting on my clothes and they don't fit me anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, but then like I said, I'm not allowing that gentleness for myself to be like, oh, it's okay, you're creating life, like you're pregnant.
Yeah, I
like,
think probably every pregnant person's probably freaking out.
Yeah,
like when that happens, for sure.
Yeah, I remember when I had SIBO and I gained 20 pounds in a year, and like it's like I was eating a strict diet, exercising like crazy.
You're eating like grapefruit.
And it wasn't
nothing.
Nothing was helping. And people were just eat less than you, or just work out more, burn more calories than you consume. And I'm like, it's not that fucking easy.
Like, I'm doing
I get
that.
all the blood tests. Everyone's like, it's normal. And I remember like just wishing I would get pregnant so I could have something to blame it on, because I was like, I wasn't used to this rapid weight gain and I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with me. But the doctors were like, you're perfectly normal, except for gaining that much weight isn't normal. So watch your diet. I'm like, my my diet is so motherfucking clean. Like
Yeah, it was so strict. That was crazy watching
Yeah.
you eat that way.
yeah.
I actually felt like that before getting pregnant. I'm like, damn, I'm getting older. I'm gaining weight. Like I obviously don't do anything to help it either. I'm not like super working out or eating super clean. So obviously that's on me. But I did feel like, man, I kind of just want to get pregnant and at least I have an excuse.
But also we were in a pandemic, so like no one was able to really go out and do stuff. Like, cause you before the pandemic, you were like going to all those fitness classes and
Yeah,
stuff.
I was
Like,
actually killing
I
it.
think that's made a big difference for me too. And my fitness was like I'm not in the gym or surrounded by a bunch of people breathing heavy. So like I don't think it's age, it's really lifestyle for me. And I
Yeah.
think that's probably you'll bounce back. You have your baby, you'll get back in your yoga class, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think you'll be okay. So some of the last ones, they kind of all seem like the same, kind of like this guy. Well, this one is like a guy saying like he's been faithful to his wife because no one wants to hit on him, and this other person is saying,
my
So if he was
God.
attractive, he would cheat on his wife?
Oh,
he just
geez.
sounds like a piece of shit.
Yeah, this
honestly.
this is what I'm getting annoyed
Yikes.
at, is that it's like, oh well, at least because I'm ugly, I don't have to worry about cheating. Or it's like, no, that doesn't. These are just stereotypes. It's almost like people that are like, well, if I can't be attractive, at least I have these things going for me that those people can't have. And I'm like, there are
it's kind
shitty
of
people
it's
on
like
both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's like they're projecting an image.
I
and
guess
then
that's the whole point of this Reddit question, though.
Yeah.
It is to really look at it from that perspective. And then that's why it was so fascinating to me to hear that. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, no one really thinks about that perspective. No one really talks about that perspective or that experience that people that identify themselves as less attractive that they end up having. So it was a really intriguing question, but I agree. I'm like, it is a little bit annoying hearing the answers, but I don't know. Maybe it's because we already know that there are unattractive people that do the opposite of what they're saying, or very attractive people that don't have whatever they're saying. So yeah, obviously it's not like everyone's this way, and I don't know if that's really what they're intending with answering either. Probably it's just more like,
maybe like, what do you think you have easier?
Yeah.
Because you're the only one I agree with is the one about intelligence, because when I was all ugly duckling, like going through school, and I was always top of the GATE classes, like top testing scores, like the 99th percentile, and nobody questioned it because I wasn't pretty and popular. Okay, nobody was like, wait, you know. But then when I talked about it later, like after going through, dude, acting is all about, like, in the beginning they're like, it's all about image, like you have to go to like an image consultant, and they all made me lose 15 pounds immediately when I got here, and like go through like an image consulting class, go shopping for new
know that
clothes.
was a thing.
It was such a thing because you're getting cast, you have to get typecast first, and so they're like, well, you're gonna go out as this role, but you don't quite look it yet, so you have to go like work out with a personal trainer, make sure you have your skin as clear as shit, like. So it was a whole makeover, and I did get treated completely different because I was getting cast a lot for like the, oh my God, like, do you know where the bathroom is? Because like my boyfriend is gone for this weekend or whatever, like that kind of girl. And then
that sentence was funny.
and then
You're so good at it.
my character
Where's
for a
the
long
bathroom?
time. My boyfriend's gone. He always like tells me where it is, and like I'm so drunk right now.
That's funny.
And then so people would see that, and I was getting like, I had a lot of YouTube videos. I was part of a sketch group, and they'd always typecast me in that role. And then those would get like hundreds of millions of views. And then people started knowing me as that character. And then I'd be at an event, and I noticed, especially with guys, they would talk down to me. Like they'd be like, oh my gosh, I saw your video. It was really funny. Oh my God. Like, I'm a fucking child. They'd be like, thanks, cool. And they completely different. Like, I'm just not used to getting talked to like that. And I had to get used to it. And then I started just playing that character just because I was like, well, fuck it. If they already think I'm dumb, I'm just going to be that character. And Steve thought for the longest time I was a fucking dumbass bimbo. And then
He still does.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Still does, yeah.
But now, like, when he's said a couple of times on like video, and I told him not to say this, but he's like, I call you a genius all the time. I'm like, don't fucking say that. Don't like put that on me, Ricky Bobby. But he's like, no, but you're so smart, and like people should know. I'm like, duh, it doesn't matter. If you're smart, you don't have to go yelling from the rooftops how smart you are. But it is annoying that people just automatically assume like you can't handle that.
Yeah.
You know, or like, that's why I kind of like poker, because like it's like you can't fake that. Like, you have to learn the technical skills and stuff. So when you when people are like, oh shit, like I judged you wrong.
Yeah. Well, I do think a lot of these responses are definitely kind of maybe not entirely rooted in the truth, and also maybe a little resentful. But since I'm not at the top level of attractiveness, like at the 10 level of attractiveness, I do think that I feel some of these things sometimes too. Like I can kind of see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Because like maybe if I'm not on a level 2 looking at the 7s and 10s, but maybe if I'm at like a 6 or 7 or an 8 looking at the 10s, you know what I mean? Like I still feel like some of that. Like do you ever look at like the hottest motherfuckers and be like, these people are fucking dumb? Like
No.
never.
I like a lot of them are really smart.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in the entertainment industry, because you have to like know your shit. You have to be a shark with business and with aesthetics to be
Maybe it's just
where
like
you
when
are.
we watch reality TV.
Reality TV is a completely different. That's different.
It's not like people who are actually doing something that does take a lot of intelligence.
But when
like,
you watch reality TV, do you really think those people are top 10 attractive? Because I don't think they're 10 out of 10s.
not everyone in the cast will be, but there
Actually, I
will
haven't
be
seen
some.
reality in so long.
Like a lot of the 10 out of 10s, they're actually getting real work, like in the industry. Like these are people that are like the hottest in their hometowns type of thing. Or
For
like,
me, it's not about intelligence. When I see someone that's like a 10, for me, it's about them being kind or not.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
I always think for some reason I'm like
they're gonna
programmed
be
to
mean.
think that really beautiful, attractive people are mean, and when they're not, I'm like so shocked. Like,
Yeah.
what?
or like I immediately assume, I will say I do have a bias where I assume that they're not going to be into the same things as me. Like they're not going to have the same interests. Because I'm like, oh, well, nobody in the fields that I've been interested in
sense.
like look like that.
Yeah, I'm
know what
like
makes
you
sense?
probably just like boats and golf and stuff. Like I don't like what do hot people do? I don't know.
I
Like
always
I'm not
get,
down.
I still get the oh, you don't look like a gamer. You're into
Yeah.
nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my thick ass glasses. You know, like it's I can kind of still see that. Like I remember dating a guy. It was like, you're really attractive, kind of a frat boy, like meathead, and then he turned out to be a giant nerd. I was like, and then I found myself realizing, oh yeah, I shouldn't just assume, like, you know, just because of what they look like.
I know. I thought I was going to marry a nerd, but he's like all into
did.
sports.
Oh right.
Still a nerd, crypto nerd.
He's
he's a
definitely
nerd.
nerds
No,
out
he
of
is a nerd.
crypto.
I think rule of thumb, you just shouldn't. Just get to know people first. Like you just shouldn't judge anything based off of looks. You don't know anyone's story. You don't know what they've gone
But you
through.
shouldn't shit on them when it comes to dating if they don't find you attractive right off the bat. Like I was talking about earlier. Yeah, you can get to know people, whatever, but don't get mad at people just because they're not attracted to you. Like the initial attraction is not there.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a butthole about it, especially if you're not going to do anything about it. You know, it's like, oh, I don't understand why girls don't talk to me. It's like, dude, you showered like last
Monday.
leap
Oh,
year.
like a leap year?
Yeah, like, and you're offended that women aren't talking to you, or the other way around also, you know?
Well, I mean, society does run on rules, right? Like people that are more attractive have less
human
less
nature.
jail sentences. They get better.
Oh, not that.
They get promotions. There are things that are
Pretty privilege.
that are real. That pretty privilege is real. So I don't
Yeah.
want to just ultimately
yeah.
say like don't care about looks, because it's like it is real.
It
and, like,
is.
someone who's super ugly is gonna have a harder time.
If
in
an
life.
attractive person ever told you they never ever used their looks to get something, they're a dirty fucking liar.
Or they're just not aware. They're not aware that
Yeah, they're
it's
probably
kind of
not
like
aware.
white privilege, right? Like I'm not aware that all of this was easier, or like that I didn't have those problems because of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a thing, but I think we should definitely, it's hard too, because with social media and society and the way it is, like it's almost that looks are more important and more important and more important. It feels
Yeah.
like even for younger and younger and younger kids.
Yeah, I feel bad for this
Yeah.
generation.
That's
Well,
true.
no, I feel like this generation, they're actually kind of doing the right thing. They're moving towards kind of the right thing, because Gen Z is crazy when it comes to like body positive,
that's true, yeah.
and stuff, and accepting more body types into the
But
world.
then look at the people that go straight to the top of popularity, though. It's all those
Yeah.
bimbo boys with their little hair,
But in the
doing
beginning,
the TikTok dances.
But the shelf life isn't there.
Yeah.
They don't stay forever, because I've been through a lot of YouTube generations.
Yeah.
And there's always like the new fresh up and comer that's so cute, like young 20s people. And then they're there for 2 years.
Yep.
Unless they actually have a skill to back it up. They're 2 years tops gone.
But I do think now Gen Z is actually handling it pretty well when it comes. They might go a little bit crazy. They're
I
learning.
think so too. I mean,
They do go kind of crazy.
I think I worry for them too because they're the generation that are growing up with nothing but filters and like they're only seeing it as let me see. Because then I also think about it for my own teenager at home. Like he really does emphasize on his own looks
and the makeup tutorials like from age 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
or
they're
like what they're dressed like or what the haircuts are, and like they really do care about it, just like in our generation. So I'm like, I don't
feel
think
like more than our generation because when we were 12, we looked busted as fuck.
that's so true.
And then be a kid.
We didn't have to we didn't post ourselves and put ourselves out there for strangers to see and judge us and comment on us. And so if anything, I feel like it's probably worse.
It's worse. It is definitely a worse hill to climb, but they are combating it more than we had in our generation.
They're more
back
aware
then.
of like people's behavior, at least. Like we would let all kinds of shit fly.
Yeah.
Right? Like we never gave two fucking thoughts to like people being shitty people. And so they're at least balancing that out, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember reading a quote like Gen Z will survive on coffee and Adderall and punch a cop in the face and go to riots and stuff, but they still have trouble making their own doctor's appointments, and I think it's the funniest goddamn thing ever. The kids are all right, guys. The kids are gonna be all right.
They're
The world's gonna explode, but I think the kids are gonna be all right.
Kids are gonna be all right.
Well, thank you so much for listening today. If you're ugly, let us know in the comments what you've had an easier time with. And all you attractive people, shut the fuck up, okay? Let them speak. Let them have a voice.
They're gonna say that about us. They're like, bitches.
We're the only comments in there.
They're like, you're the ugly
one of
ones.
us.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, anyways,
Like us. Give us a
like
thumbs
us.
up. Like us. Give us 5 stars. Check out all of our sponsors.
All people are just wanting to be accepted. Okay? When you realize we're more the same than different, then you'll maybe understand the world.
All right, TED Talk.
We accept you the way you are, except if you're a furry. If you're a furry, you get the hell out of here. We don't like your top.
You're not supposed to yuck anyone's yum.
I'm yucking your yum.
I'm okay with yucking that yum.
I won't do it, but is there a voyeurism for furries? Because I think I'd be voyeuristic for just specifically furries. I'm curious on how it works.
Well, there's
That's
things.
true.
I guess you could be
Wanna know.
curious.
I'm curious.
I'm curious about a lot
sweaty
of
and
things.
itchy. I'm
Like, it
not
doesn't turn me
curious.
on. I just want to see how you guys are maneuvering.
Yeah, I just need to know the
Like
mechanics.
an experiment.
Yeah.
Like never mind.
Yeah.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say,
All right,
like
this was a weird
observing.
turn. All right, bye.
We need to
Everybody.
just end this. Bye.
Bye.